Today we're going to be talking about G3, the trip itinerary for our study abroad trip. In relation to our trip in Germany, we're going to talk about the 5 W's and 1 H in relation to the trip itinerary. What is a trip itinerary? A trip itinerary is used to break down a trip into an event by event or an hour by hour basis. It includes the location or activity and the time spent on it. It also aids in organization and allows your entire group to be on the same page so that way nobody gets left behind or has any sort of confusion. Who's using the itinerary? Our group made and is using the itinerary which we made on Trip Hobo. Anyone can make and use one for any sort of trip. For example, if you're traveling with your family can make a trip itinerary so that way you are all on the same page and the same schedule. Why is the itinerary used? It allows us to plan out our trip, know what we're doing and when, on what days, and at what times. The organization is really important for a big trip, such as this study abroad trip to Germany that we're trying to plan for a relatively big group. When is it used? Anytime somebody is planning a group trip, or it really could be planning anything. It doesn't need necessarily be a trip. It could just be an itinerary for your day at school. It really is just a fancy word for a schedule, and you can schedule what you're doing and plan out an itinerary. It can be used to coordinate anything from travel needs, day to day schedules, your school schedule, anything really that you may need. It's going to allow for you to be on the same page with your group or whoever you're traveling with. Where is it used? We used a website called Trip Hobo to make our itinerary and plan out timing for everything we planned on our trip. We have it broken down to a day by day basis and what time each activity that we're doing. It also can be used anywhere that needs planning, even if it's just a day or whatever it may be. You can use an itinerary and create one. How is the itinerary used? We created the itinerary and are using it on our trip to keep the whole group on the same page. As you can see, there is the screenshot of our day 6 itinerary, and we use it to make sure that the entire group knows exactly where we're going to be, what time you're expected to be there and be ready to go there, and really just to make sure our entire group is able to communicate effectively and not have any complications when it comes to the logistics of our travel. Because for a study abroad trip, especially with a relatively big group of people, you want to make sure everyone's on the same page.